Hey there, welcome to week 14 of Jackie on Keto. Not such glamorous surroundings as last week. Maybe I should put a picture of the pool behind me. But as you know, I was on holiday last week, and during the day I kept on plan. So we had salads and cold meats for lunch, no bread, and in the evening I allowed myself allowances. I'm going to say allowed myself some allowances. Not a very good sentence, but anyway, I allowed myself to eat some potatoes and bread if I wanted to. And as I mentioned in last week's video, I was going to allow myself to have a paella, which I had on Friday night. So all through the week I had Saturday I had fish baked in salt, which is a very typical thing in Spain. Then on Sunday I had lamb chops, and Monday I had suckling pig in a lovely village up in the mountain. It was really pretty, called Benavis. So that was a really nice evening out and a new restaurant which I really enjoyed. So some evenings I had potatoes, a couple of times I had a roll. But I really, instead of previously where I would have eaten the potatoes, I would have eaten the roll, this time I was really specific in looking, was that something that I wanted to eat in order to break my, I'm going to call it diet, way of eating, or not. So if the roll didn't look that appetizing, I didn't have it. If the potatoes didn't look that appetizing, I didn't eat them. So it all depended. I didn't eat too much. So I felt that I did really well while I was away. We got home very late on Tuesday night, and I didn't get to bed till 3 o'clock in the morning. And so that was Tuesday night, and it's now Friday morning, and I still feel tired. I've been going to bed at a reasonable time, having 7-8 hours sleep. I'm still feeling tired, so I'm not sure what's going on. And also I've had a headache since I got back. I stopped on Tuesday. I stopped drinking tea because I read that caffeine can raise your insulin levels. So I thought, well, I'm going to try a few weeks without caffeine. So I'm not sure if the headache is caffeine related or if it's because I'm tired. So I'm just feeling a bit out of sorts this week. I have here my electrolytes, which is lemon juice, pink Himalayan salt, some low salt, which has the potassium, and some cider vinegar. So I'll just take a sip now. I've been drinking that every day since I've got back. Still got the headache, so not sure what's going on there. I just ate some ginger, which I really don't like, but I did it in the hope that that might help. So when I get back, I weigh myself every day when I'm at home. When I got back on Wednesday morning, I was really quite nervous about getting on the scales because I didn't know if I'd put on loads of weight or not. So I did, and I was quite pleased to see that I'd only put on about 1 pound. And I think part of the reason I only put on 1 pound was because I fasted from Tuesday. We had lunch on Tuesday. It was quite a late lunch, around 2ish. And then I didn't eat again until 4 o'clock on Wednesday. So I went 24 hours where all I was drinking was water. And on Wednesday morning I had my electrolytes. Other than that, no food or other drink past my lips. So I'm sure that would help to keep me on track. But let's head over to the weigh-in, and then you can see what's gone on through the week. Morning, Friday morning again. I'm just about to jump on the scales. As you know, last Friday I wasn't here, so we did it on Thursday. And I've been away on holiday, so let's see what the scales say. $14.4.6. Great, so I was really pleased with that result. I did not expect to come back and within a week be less than I was the week before. I expected to have a few pounds to lose, so I'm really pleased with that result. So we started off in June 2017 weighing 231.8 pounds. Last Friday I was 200.8 pounds. In fact, last Thursday I was 200.8 pounds, and this Friday I was 200.6. That's a loss of 0.2 pound. That is great. Even if it's 0.2 pound, I'm ecstatic. So that's a 3.2 pound for the loss since week 1, and 31.2 pounds overall since June last year. While I was away, I mentioned in last week's video, I didn't do any exercise at all. It was really hot right from the morning through to the evening, and I was on holiday, so I was giving myself a nice rest. And as I said and mentioned a few minutes ago, I've been feeling out of sorts since I got back. I've had this low-lying headache. I feel really tired, and it would have been really easy for me not to do any exercise this week. And I'd actually thought in my head, I was thinking, no, I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not going to do it. But it's easy to talk ourselves out of doing something. It's not that easy to talk ourselves into it. So last night I thought, right, I'm going for it. Even though I didn't feel like it, I got changed. I did my couch to 5k run. And I was wondering, because I hadn't done it all week, for over a week, I was wondering if I should go back to week 1 and do that. But I decided I'll start with week 2, see how I go. If I'm not doing very well, I'll swap to week 1. So I went back to run 1 of week 2, and I could do it. So I was really pleased about that. So this week I am going to challenge myself. Now this is an unusual challenge. I want to see, I've been reading a lot about insulin levels and blood sugar, and I want to see what happens when I eat, because I think I might be eating too much protein and possibly too many carbs in the vegetables. So what I want to do is measure my glucose levels. So my plan is at least, let's say 5 times through the week, I want to measure my glucose before I eat, and then measure them every half an hour for 2 hours afterwards, and see what happens, and do they stay high or do they go up and then come down again. And that's what I want to happen, but I don't know. So that's my challenge for this week, is to take my blood glucose level at least 5 times while I'm eating through the week. So that's all for this week. If I'm going to set a challenge to those in my Jackie On Keto Facebook group. So if you want to come over and be part of the challenge, then head over to Facebook. Just search for Jackie On Keto. It should come up. Nice picture of a steak with some asparagus and tomatoes. Join the group and we'll see you there for the July challenge.